What's going on, investor family? It's Randall coming at you again. So I wanted to get into starting with the end in mind and investing based on your personal goals. So the premise of this video is to tell you all getting rich is not the answer unless that's your true goal. If it's your true goal, go get $100 million, right? But I think a lot of times stuff from the time we're young is placed in our head. We see images like Scrooge McDuck and we think, oh man, if I had all the money, I could have all the happiness. I could do this, I can do that. But realistically, money doesn't equate to happiness, specifically after you reach the amount of money that it takes for you to meet your basic needs. So anything after you meeting your basic needs is just gravy. So at that point, you have to determine what are your basic needs, how much is it going to cost to meet your needs, what type of investments do you need to set up that's conducive to these needs, and then everything else. Sometimes you have to leave stuff on the table for your own peace of mind. And, you know, a lot of us are taught that more is better, bigger is better. You know, get more money, get bigger houses, get faster cars, you know. But these things aren't always better. Sometimes they actually lead to more stress. You know, how many millionaires do we see committing suicide? Too much stress, too much pressure, you know. So, I mean, if that's what you want, this video is not to tell you to don't go after that. You know, go after what it is that you really want, but you have to figure out what is it that you truly want. So what I would like for you to do is get you out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pad, or if you take your notes on like a cellular device or something like that, and really write down how much money it would take you every month to be happy. How much money it would take you to feel like you're free, to feel like you're successful. That number for some may be $50,000 a year. For some it may be $250,000 a year. But whatever that number is, make sure that you start with the end in mind. So, for example, if my goal is, as a real estate investor, I want to net $100,000 a year, and I know that in my market, I can rent a property at $500 a month on average, that means that I need to acquire about 20 properties in order to make $10,000 a month. And it'll put you at about $120,000 a year, but you want to save that $20,000 for taxes, expenses, fees, etc. And $20,000, you may need to budget a little bit more. But rule of thumb, I need to know coming in this, if my goal is I want to make $100,000 a year, and I know that it's going to take 20 properties to do that, then once I get to 20 properties, I'm good. So I don't need to set up my business in a way for me to try to get 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 properties. If I know that for my personal goals, 20 properties will do it. You know what I mean? So it's something that you need to keep in mind, is basically investing based on your lifestyle. So, because see, what'll happen is, okay, say it was your original goal to get 20 properties, but you get your 20 and you feel like it's not enough. So you keep it going and keep it going and keep it going and keep it going. You wake up one day and you have 65 properties and you're making $350,000 a year. But guess what though? You don't have no time to vacation. You don't have no time to spend with your family. You don't have no time to spend with your spouse. Your hair turning gray. Your hair falling out, right? So, and you know, because sometimes people think like, well, you say that, but once I get $500,000 a year, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be on top. You say that, but once you get the money, once you get the materials, you realize, dang, it's not even what I thought it would be. I still have some of the same problems. I'm still stressing out. Now I have new problems due to my newfound wealth and success. So I say all that to say before you even get started in investing, make sure you keep in mind what your goal is. And goals will change. Don't get me wrong. Mine change all the time. I'm always flipping back and forth. But I'm always looking inwardly to try to figure out what is it exactly that I need, what is going to get me that. And once I get that, let me fall back, and now instead of focusing so much on getting more, let me focus on what's important. Cause see, that's the thing, y'all, and about to go off on a tangent, but really what's important is people got to understand money is just a tool. These properties, they just a tool, you know. It's nothing for you to build your life around. It's just something to help you get what you need in this world. So in essence, the most important thing is family, you know. The most important thing is health. Most important thing is freedom, you know, in my mind. So money, properties, you know, wealth, assets, it's important, but it's not the most important thing. So never let that overshadow what's important. And that's like the main message I want to convey in this video. So before you even get started, get on your path of investing in whatever you choose to invest in. Never let it swallow you. You know, never let the money gas you up. Never let all these properties, all this money, whatever the case, get to your head. Always keep in mind what's real, what's important, and that's just the people. Loving people, being focused on helping others, being focused on your family, being focused on your health, being focused on, you know, the higher being, whatever you worship to, whatever that higher being may be for you. You know, just being focused on what we're really here for, our true purpose. It's not greenbacks. It's not greenbacks. So yeah, I just want y'all to keep that in mind, man. Before you start investing, begin with the end in mind. And just a quick tip. I believe it was Ken McElroy, a real estate investor, who stated, my original plan from the beginning was to remove myself from the business. So that's another part of it too. Unless you're just infatuated, you're just so in love with whatever it is that you're doing, which if whatever it is that you're doing is not helping people, it's not you know, spending time with your family, it's not conducive to uplifting others, unless you're just so in love with what you're doing, the main thing that you should be focused on is family, what's important, health, and love, really. You know, that's what's really important. So begin with the end in mind, and don't get so wrapped up in your business. Like, be able to delegate, be able to remove yourself from certain aspects of your business, because like I say, you just never want to let the game swallow you. And that's no matter what game you're playing. You know, mine's real estate, yours may be something different, but just don't let it swallow you, you know. And always be striving for better. Till next time.